All PPE should be inspected at regular intervals to make sure it is fit for service. A detailed record should be kept of each inspection to have a full history of the results. Precise information about care and maintenance, usage, exceptional events, storage conditions, or modifications outside of the manufacturer's guidelines should all be included in the record keeping to ensure that there is a comprehensive history. I'll be using the Newton Harness for this inspection demonstration, but this inspection criteria can be used to inspect the full range of Petzl harnesses. Now, before getting started, visit petzl.com and navigate to the specific harness you're inspecting, locate the PPE inspection procedure document and the PPE checklist, and download or print them, as the PPE inspection procedure document will guide you through each step of the inspection process, and it has photo examples of the key inspection points. And the PPE checklist can be used to record the results of your inspection. Now, the first point of inspection is to ensure that the harness hasn't exceeded its lifespan. All Petzl textiles and plastics have a maximum lifespan of 10 years from the date of manufacture, regardless of use or condition. Locate the tag attached to the harness in order to determine the date of manufacturing. For some harnesses, this tag is located on the waist belt. On the Newton harness, the tag is located on the left leg loop. Find the label that indicates the size of the harness. Just behind this label, you will find the tag that holds the details about the harness, including the date of manufacture and the serial number. Since 2019, all Petzl textile products have been labeled with an obvious date of manufacture indicated by this symbol. Next to the symbol is the month and the year of manufacturing. If your harness doesn't have this symbol, you can use the serial number to determine the date of manufacturing. Now, there are two formats of serial numbers you may find on your harness. With the most current format, the first three characters are two numbers followed by a letter. The two numbers indicate the year of manufacture. And with this harness, the first two numbers are 2 and 0, indicating that the harness was made in 2020. Next is a letter indicating the month of manufacture. A is for January, B is for February, and so forth, up to L for December. I can see that this harness was manufactured in October of 2020. And the remaining serial numbers indicate information about the production of the product, such as the batch number and its incremental unique identification number. The previous serial number format begins with 5 numbers. The first 2 digits, again, indicate the year of manufacture, and the next 3 numbers indicate the day of that year. For example, you can see that with this harness, that it was made on the 72nd day of 2014. Just like the other formats, the remaining numbers indicate information, such as the batch number and its unique identification number. If we see that the harness is older than 10 years, remove it from service. Otherwise, move on to the next step. Now, having a systematic procedure for inspection will ensure that every portion of the harness has been checked. It might be helpful to hang the harness up and start from the top of the harness and work down. Use visual and tactile inspection to check the harness webbing. Look and feel for cuts, swelling of the straps, or damage due to wear, heat, or chemicals. Be sure to inspect all of the webbing by moving any adjustment buckles to check areas that might be hidden under the buckle. Closely inspect the safety stitching for any threads that are loose, worn, or cut, or may be discolored due to chemical exposure. Safety stitching is easily identified with a different color thread than the color of the webbing. For example, this harness has black webbing and all of the safety stitching is gray. Now that the webbing has been inspected, move on to the attachment points. Inspect the metal attachment points for marks, cracks, wear, sharp edges, deformation, or corrosion. And if your harness has textile attachment points, like this Newton harness, check for cuts, abrasion, tears, and chemical exposure. Certain full-body harnesses have a visual indicator that will deploy if the harness is subjected to a force of 4 kilonewtons or 900 pounds. For the Newton harness, the indicator is at the yellow stitching on either side of the torso. For other harnesses, such as the Volt, Aveo Bod, and Astro Bod, the indicator is at the dorsal attachment point. So if the indicator has been deployed, you will see a red tag and the harness must be retired. Next, check the condition of the adjustment buckles and look for marks, cracks, wear, deformation, and corrosion. Check all of the fast buckles for any missing or broken plastic components. Fasten and function test the fast buckles to ensure that they operate properly and are securely locked when fastened. Make sure that all of the straps are threaded correctly within that buckle and that they can be adjusted and won't slip. This Newton harness does not have any comfort foam, but if your harness does have comfort components, be sure to inspect for cuts, wear, or tears. Also, be sure to inspect other areas of the harness, such as lanyard parking elements, equipment loops, and leg loop elastics. If the harness has connectors joining the top to the sit harness or has an integrated croll, be sure to do a full inspection of each of those components. Inspecting PPE should be done by a competent person on a regular basis, depending on the frequency of use. But Petzl recommends a full inspection of all PPE at least once every 12 months. Be sure to keep a detailed record of your inspection results and reference the inspection tools provided on Petzl.com.